Paul Breach. He's an interesting character, isn't he? Let's talk about him. I'm sure you all know who Paul Breach is. If you don't, you've literally been living under a rock for the last 8 months. Or you have a life. One of the two. But for those of you who either have a life or have been living under a rock, Paul Breach is a 43? 43? 48? He's around the 40-year-old mark. TikToker slash paedophile slash just an odd bloke. I'm just going to show you some TikToks of him today, and you'll get a good idea on who he is. He's weird. Now, there was one period in the Paul Breach era, which is what we're going to call it, where he just gets spotted in like every town and city. Like every day you'd see a new TikTok about him being in a new area. Like he'd somehow be in like Derbyshire one day, and then the next day you'd see a TikTok, he's in fucking London. There's quite a distance between Derbyshire and London, lads. Fuck me. Green, green grass, blue, blue sky. I'm gonna get a copyright if I play you this. So just ignore the fact I'm trying to talk. This in particular hits quite home, because when he was in Wakey, I was at Wakey College. Like, I'm still at Wakey College, obviously. But, like, the exact time he was spotted, I was in college. I had my mate run up to me, going, "Oh my god, Paul Breach just been spotted in Wakefield." I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "There's a TikTok of him in Wakefield today." She got a photo of him, and then she showed me the TikTok. Why are you in Wakefield? What are you doing? Wakey is one lucky place, you know, Wakey-wise, and Paul Breach. It is one lucky place. Another thing that, you know, gave Paul a bit of a rise to fame was his Jack Grealish song. If you haven't seen it, I'm about to show you. I'm sorry.
You remember, before the Euros there was a footballer that nobody knows. Now it's the World Cup.
I just love the idea that Paul Breach thinks that nobody knows who Jack Grealish was before the Euros. It wasn't even the Euros, it was the World Cup when he released this. Anyway, I digress. I just love the idea that Paul Breach thinks that nobody knew who Jack Grealish was, and Paul Breach is the man to discover him, when literally the season before, he cost Man City £100 million to transfer. Big man, we knew who Jack Grealish was. Trust me. It wasn't, oh, who's this guy? Trust me, we fucking knew.
And he scores his goal. His name was Jack Grealish. His name was Jack Grealish. And you're like, he's my bubba. Oh, he's my boo 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 boo. Oh, he's my bubba. He's my boo 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 boo. Come on, England.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. The 43 years old is Paul Breach. Wait, is he 43? Let's have a look. I need to actually look up how old Paul Breach is. 42 years old. 42? 42?! You've got a kid. I'm not going to get into that, but if you want another video on Paul Breach, I'll get into all the legal shit. Because trust me, there's a lot to do with that as well. Well, I say legal. He's got a child, and I'm pretty sure he's my age. Imagine how embarrassed that kid is to be alive. So how did Paul Breach get his fame? Well, it was through his live streams, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. I'm going to show you a clip from one of his streams now. I don't even have any words for it, it's just odd.
Carla. 30 from Wales. There you go, Carla. You've got to follow. You've ruined my stats, Carla, because you're 30, and I only follow people specifically in the 20s. Specifically, and you've ruined my stats. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to reset now.
Yep, you heard that right. Paul Breach is admitting to following people, young people, but I noticed how he did say 20s. Not just the 20-year-olds, is it, Paul? Is it, Paul? There's a lot of evidence, Paul, of you following teenagers. No, that is illegal, Paul Breach. But I'm sure you knew that. Again, if you want me to do another video on him where I go down that route, because that's like, there's two crossroads here with Paul Breach. There's the dodgy Paul being weird on TikTok. There's the being a paedophile Paul. So if you want me to do a video on that, I will. There's lots of proof, so I'm happy to do it. Can you just imagine Paul's lawyers like being sat watching it as he says, I only follow 20-year-olds. Being like, that's not what I told you to say. I briefed you not to admit that. He also does this thing where he pretends to be in a room with people during his lives. It doesn't really make sense. More specifically, he pretends to be in rooms with girls because, well, he's not going to pretend to be in a room with a boy, is he? Yeah, I'm just going to show you it. I've got no words. Also, we don't need to bring up the fact that my lips are the worst thing in living history. I'm a rugby player. I cut my lip open pretty much every week. That's all I need to say. My lip never recovers. How lonely do you have to be to pretend to be in a room with a girl? Like I don't sit here and pretend that there's a girl behind the screen. Like, there obviously isn't. And there's no one there. It's a fucking wall. There's no one there. It's literally a wall. It's like the little look he gives as well. He's like dancing. He's like that, and then he goes like, just what the fuck is that? Like, grow up, get a life. I cringed at me doing that, and I'm doing it to take the piss out of you. This man does it unironically. It's mad. I was gonna find you a TikTok where he pretends, like, there's a TikTok that I saw a few days ago of him like pretending to kiss this girl, and he does it like in multiple live streams. He just goes off camera and makes like these like noises with his mouth, but I couldn't find it. But I'm pretty, if I see it, I'll include it at the end of the video. It's so bad, it's not even funny. It is absolutely grim. It's the wettest thing I've ever watched. You know how I told you at the start of the video that Paul gets spotted in basically every UK city in the world? Exhibit A, B, C. What would this exhibit be? Exhibit B? Because it's the second time? Who knows? Green, green grass. Blue, blue sky. Yeah, you guessed it, I'm getting copyrighted again. Fuck George Ezra. Is it George Ezra? I don't know. Yeah, Paul was spotted in York. That doesn't sound criminal. But it's not criminal to go to a city, is it? But I'm just worried that, you know, I've stood on that exact platform. Like, that exact spot where he stood. I've stood right there. And I'm also off to go live in York in September for when I go to uni. Like, I'm going to uni in York in September. I'm going to be living there for like 4 years. If I spot Paul, I'm running back home. I'm running back to Batley. I'm not off to go live in York if I spot Paul. It's concerning. Genuinely though, right, if you get the chance, if you've got TikTok, type in Paul Breach spotted in, and then type the city where you're from, or the city closest to you. I can guarantee he's been spotted there. Like, I could do it with Leeds, I could do it with York, I could do it with Wakefield, I could do it, Huddersfield. Has he been spotted in Huddersfield? I don't know if he has, actually. But, like, the point still stands, he's been spotted pretty much everywhere. Right, this TikTok, I'm not going to say anything. I want you to just sit and watch it. It's the maddest thing you'll ever watch. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, there's a plane crash in Tanzania. Oh, blimey. Into the lake. Look at me.
Paul Breach. That might be one of the worst things you've ever done. How are you gonna go, oh no, there's been a plane crash in Tanzania? Grow up! Grow up, man, you're 42! I'm actually getting annoyed. Right, so if you couldn't work out what was going on, Paul Breach does his live streams, or he used to anyway, like this period of Paul Breach. He did his live streams in his dad's bathroom. He used to live with his dad, 40 years old, living with his dad. And pretty much he was on live and his dad was trying to walk into, presumably just to go to the toilet, you know, as any natural human would need. As Paul is dancing, he hears his dad try and walk to the bathroom and shuts the door on him. You know, because that's a completely normal thing to do to your dad who's letting you live with him when you're 40 years old, Paul. Alright, If you've made it to this point in the video, first of all, you're a fucking brave person. I rate you. Forget everything I've just shown you for the last however long this video is. This that I'm about to show you now is the worst thing Paul Breach has ever done. It's the most famous thing, and it's probably the worst. I'm only showing you a 16-second clip of it, but if you want to go on TikTok and find the full, like, minute and 20 seconds of it, you can. This is something special.
Hello, sweetie. Hello, cupcake. Hello, my little delectable princess. Hello, my queen. Hello, my bubs. Hello, my boo-boo-boo. Hello, my little rodent.
And that's only the beginning that I've shown you. There's a full minute and 20 of that cameo that he did to a 15-year-old girl. And that's only the start. That's probably not even the worst bit. In fact, no, I know for a fact that isn't the worst bit. 16 seconds, and I wanted to die, and I'm sure you wanted to die. This man, for a 15-year-old kid, was saying some outrageous stuff. Who calls a 15-year-old a little delectable princess? Who calls him a ba-ba-ba, or whatever the fuck it was? You're 42. For a 15-year-old girl. If I'm 42, and I'm on Cameo, and a person asked me to do a birthday thing for a 15-year-old, the last thing I'd want to do is say something dodgy that makes me seem like a pedo. It's almost like Paul wanted to do it. It's so weird. Thank you all for watching. I've got to go to work in, how long? Hang on. In 3 hours. So I'm going to try and edit this as much as I can now, get this up for you as quickly as possible. I'm going to have to go to work thinking about the fact that my YouTube career has gone down to me talking about a TikTok pedo. That's fun. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. If there's anyone you want me to make a video on, let me know, because I enjoy doing stuff like this, so hopefully I can get doing it a bit more. Anyway, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves, and peace.